What's going on, guys? Dungeon here, and I'm going to go ahead and show you some of the best Builder Hall 5 attack strategies that I've used. So the one right here is actually the best one in my opinion, and it's basically giants, bombers, and cannons. So as you can see, I basically blow up like a corner, and then I throw in like one giant, and then I follow it up with the other giants, just in case there's like a trap there. And then I usually throw in basically the hero, and then follow it up with all the cannons. And in order to do an attack strategy like this, it's really optimal to actually have the hero up to 5 so that you can get special ability. So that should be your highest priority. But otherwise, this is like a pretty strong attack. You can take out, you basically get high percentages on Builder Hall 6 and up. Pretty good. And you can basically see like the percentages that I'm getting. I usually get 2 stars and 60%, 70%, and in cases like this I get 100% also. And sometimes I'll take out like the giants, or I'll add in extra giants, or I'll take out the bombers. But this is what I use the majority of the time, which is basically just one of the giants, one of the bombers, and then the rest of them are the cannons. And if you get it maxed out, like, it's actually really good. The cannons are slightly not as good if you are at a lower level, because you won't have as many cannons. But otherwise, it's like, if you're going to focus on making it stronger, you have to get the builder, the master builder, up to level 5. You have to get them up to level 5. And here's just more replays. It's pretty much just the same thing over and over again. I start out with the bombers, and I use them to kind of just take out the buildings, and I use the cannons to like support it a little bit. And with bases like this, like, I like the bombers a lot because it's like the giants would basically just go around and they'd go to the crusher and basically get destroyed. And with the bombers, you basically blow up the wall so they actually go straight towards the base. But it's really easy to actually get like 2 stars on bases like this. Well, not bases like this, but pretty much bases in general using this attack strategy. So it's actually one of my favorites. Which, the thing about it is that whenever you have higher trophies, like I do right now, you actually, like you can't really win every single battle. Because no matter which base you have at Builder Hall 5, whenever people like hit you with witches and they hit you with like more powerful troops and everything, you just simply can't beat them all the time, or you can't get higher percentages than what they can get all the time. Like, there's times where I'll get like 75% or 80% like 3 games in a row, and I'll get 100% in 3 times in a row. And it just doesn't really matter which base you actually use. And I'm basically doing the same thing again. With bases like this, they're set up kind of weird. I don't know, I just, like I could have done this base better. I guess you can just always learn from my mistakes. Really the best way to kind of do like any of these strategies is to basically really plan it out, and to actually like have patience also. Like, a lot of times I don't really have patience, which this attack actually wasn't really that bad. One of the bombers and one of the cannons ended up doing a good amount of work, as you can tell. And now there's also this other attack strategy that I've seen, which is basically where you use the baby dragons and the minions, which I actually didn't really care for it that much, because you have to have someone who has like all their air defenses in like one place, and you either take that out with like the builder plus like maybe something else, or you basically can attack from like the outside with all the air troops. But I just could never really get into it, and I couldn't really get it to work out as well as I wanted it to. So really the 2 main strategies that I used was barbarians, which is what you're seeing right here. So this is actually best whenever you get it maxed out. And once again, you have to get the hero up to level 5. Like, he is the #1 thing. And you'll actually see in this replay, because I'm going up against a Builder Hall 8, like how important it is to get the builder up to 5. Yeah, which of course, you don't go up against Builder Hall 8s very often, you occasionally do, I was able to actually win this one because the guy sucked, I guess. But otherwise, the barbarians, I usually try to also, like, I would send one out, like, if he has some random, basically some, like, random building out, like, on a corner, I would send one out there, and otherwise, I usually just attack all around it. It really depends on the bases, like, I actually don't use it very much, like, in the 2200 plus trophies, because it just isn't really that good against Builder Hall 6. You can still do pretty good, especially if you do what I'm going to do in this replay, which is basically I'm going to take out the Crusher, then I'm going to send a bunch of Barbarians in there to basically swarm the Hall. If you can pull that off pretty well, you can actually do like really good, because you need those 2 stars in order to win consistently. And then you attack on the outside to get the last little bit of percentages. And if you're really cautious about it, you can actually do even better than what I'm doing. And the bombers are nice because they get rid of, you know, the walls to let the builder go in and let the barbarians go in. And barbarians, I think it's actually really good if you're lower trophies, because you can just take out Builder Hall 5s like it's nothing. But Builder Hall 6s, it's more difficult because they usually have the better mortars, and then you get the 2 crushers, and if they have like maxed out crushers, maxed out mortar, and then if they have the maxed out roaster, it just becomes really hard because they can just destroy your barbarians. They can just destroy them, man. So when it comes to higher trophies, I actually prefer the cannons. But if you wanted to basically just get barbarians up to 10, like quickly, and then have the hero up to 5, that will get you up quickly also. But I think the cannons is like much better because the cannons are just so powerful, man. But it takes longer to get them up because it's really nice to also have the giants there to back them up. Yeah, you know, just got another replay. And it's basically the same thing with the bombers. I just like attack the corners, and we go on with it. But yeah, you know, these are the attack strategies. The barbarians are actually really good, but like I said, when you get to the higher town halls, or you get to the higher trophies, that is, they just get demolished.